Hello, I'm Joshua Straub. My wife and I, on the very last night of our honeymoon, we had had an amazing honeymoon. We went kayaking, we lounged around, we read together, we did yoga, we did all kinds of fun activities together. But on the last night of our honeymoon, we were in this beautifully dimly lit Mexican restaurant. It was very romantic. And we got into the worst fight that we've had at any point in our relationship to this point. I mean, I watched tears rolling down her face on the last night of our honeymoon, and I'm feeling devastated. And that fight, or that argument, was over how we were going to live our lives once we got home. Here we are going back home, getting ready to live together for the first time, and literally do life together out of the same home. And we had very different expectations of what that was going to look like that we hadn't talked about. And this is after having been through premarital counseling. This is after having dated and being engaged. But yet there were still some things that we were going back to that just weren't looking the same in each other's eyes. I had a mentor one time tell me, he said, the greatest thing that you will lose when you get married, it's not independence as some of you might be thinking. The greatest thing you lose when you get married is the sense of the ideal. Many of us, we drive around backcountry roads and we listen to either country music like Taylor Swift or some other genre of music where we're listening to love songs and we daydream about what our marriage is going to be like. After I got married, I told people this. I said, marriage is not what I expected it to be, but it's better than I expected it to be. And there's no other way to describe it. I don't know of any other way to describe it. It's very different than what I expected it to be, but it's better than I expected it to be. So here's my advice to you today. Begin to lower the expectations of what you believe the ideal marriage is going to look like and what your spouse is going to be. But begin to increase the expectations about who you will be as a spouse. Begin to read through 1 Corinthians 13 and begin embodying and embracing each one of those ways of love as your own, so that you can enter into marriage with high expectations about who you will be, so that what your ideal is and what reality is begin to come together, so that you can avoid a lot of the unmet expectations that come early on in marriage, and you can have a more realistic approach to it, and it will blow you out of the water how unbelievably enjoyable and fulfilling marriage really is.